Now, if you are an adventure or a travel photographer that likes to keep your pack light, but you still want to take some great photos from a drone, today's video is made just for you. Hey everybody, my name is Austin James Jackson. In today's video, I am talking about what I think is the absolute best drone for adventure photographers for photography. Now, anytime I make a best video for anything, I get a ton of criticism about people that say that this might be better, or that's better, this is better. So what I need you to understand is that this is the best drone for people just like myself that want to go out, they want to take a hike, they want to take great photos, and they don't want to spend tens of thousands of dollars on a more expensive drone. So of course, there is drones that are going to take better photos out there. I'm telling you that right now. The drone I'm going to review in this video is absolutely not the best. If money didn't matter, if you had someone to carry all your gear for you, there is better drones out there. However, if you are the person that is going to put the drone on your back, you're going to carry it around with you, and you don't want to spend a bunch of money, but you still want to take some absolutely great photos, this is the perfect drone for you. For me, I like to print my photos, and this drone has taken photos that are definitely print quality. I could blow them up and be perfectly happy with where they're at. So that is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. I'm really excited to talk about the best drone for adventure and landscape photographers that want to do a lot of hiking and they don't want to carry a bunch of extra weight. So the drone that I'm going to sit here today and tell you that it is the best drone for that kind of photographer is going to be the DJI Mini Pro 3. You can see how small it is. That's the first thing that I want to talk about is the size. This thing, there's pretty much no drones, there actually is no drones this size or smaller that take the same quality photos as this one. For those of you that might have a hard time visualizing how big this is, I'll pull out my iPhone 10 here. You can see my iPhone 10 compared to the drone. They are roughly about the same size in almost all aspects. Now the drone is a little bit wider, but you can see really similar in size. So barely bigger than your iPhone. If you stacked like 3 or 4 iPhones together, it'd probably be about the same size as this. This is the folded down size. Now when we open the drone up here, this is how large it is. So you can see still really, really small. So it's 0.55 pounds, which is absolutely nothing. This is roughly the third of a weight of one of the DJI Mavic Air drones, which are their lightweight quality drones. And this thing just takes great photos for its size. Absolutely amazing. Like I said, it's about a half a pound. It's a little bit more if you put the intelligent flight battery in, which gives you more flight time. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later in this video. One of the main things and the reason why you see that when they advertise this drone, they talk about how it's under 249 grams, which is 0.55 pounds. The reason why that's important is because in the United States, you don't need to register this with the FAA, I believe it is. You don't have to have it registered. You don't have to renew the registration all the time for the drone because it is under that weight of needing to register the drone. So it's really nice to not have to go on there and register it. It's only like $5, but it is kind of annoying to have to keep registering it over and over again every time it expires. And then with that registration, you have to like put stickers on the side of your drone and you have to do all these things that are a little bit of a headache. So by keeping it lightweight, it's really nice because you don't have to worry about the registration of the drone. So next thing that I want to talk about here is the camera quality. The camera is slightly smaller than most drone models. It's smaller than it is in the Mavic Airs. Now this thing takes 12 megapixel photos. There is also a quad Bayer mode that allows you to take 48 megapixel photos. That is mostly what I use. 48 megapixels is huge for a drone this small. Now, the things that you're going to run into with that smaller size sensor is you are going to get a little bit more noise in those low light images than you would with a larger sensor camera. So maybe the Mavic Air might do a little bit better, or the new Mavic like Pro Cine, that's going to do a lot better in low light situations. But to be honest with you, I haven't had any issues with this in low light situations. Now, when you set the drone to 48 megapixel mode, it is going to struggle a little bit more in those low light situations. So if you are in a low light situation, I found that setting it to 12 megapixel mode, just shooting a regular photo, is going to work perfectly fine. You're going to come out with a great photo, and then I can go ahead and double the size of that in a program like Topaz Gigapixel AI, which allows me to upsize photos, bring it up to that 48 megapixel image that I like having. And that's generally what I do in those low light situations. The camera works great. There's other reviews online where people have purchased the other drones, such as the Air 2S, and compared the camera quality. Basically what it boils down to is the camera is pretty much the same quality. There's hardly any difference. Now, if you're shooting like architecture or things like that, where maybe there needs to be like perfectly straight lines and a lot of contrast with windows and stuff like that, you might see a little bit more of a difference there, but for landscapes, it's going to do pretty much exactly the same thing in this really small body, which is just so nice to have. Now, I don't want to talk a lot about video specs in this video, but since it is a drone, I just want to mention the video specs really quick. It shoots 4K 60 frame footage, so you can get a little bit of slow motion in 4K there. If you do want the 120 frames, you are going to be looking at HD footage, which is a bummer if you like to shoot super slow-mo stuff. I don't shoot a lot of video. I don't care about it, which is why I'm really just talking about the photo specs. But if you do want to know about the video specs, there you have it. Definitely doesn't quite stack up to some of the other drones when we're talking about video stuff. If you're doing like productions and stuff like that, you're going to want to get a little bit bigger drone, but for photos, this thing is amazing. So for flight times, you would expect a drone of this size to not get a very good flight time. Now with the battery it comes with, which is the ultralight battery, maybe you can see it there, you're going to get about 34 minutes of flight time. Of course, that's in a tested environment. I found that I was getting about 30 actually, which was really, really good. Now, if you have the intelligent flight battery, which is just like this, they're the exact same battery, just this one's a little bit heavier. I think it's a little bit beefier with some more battery storage or something on the inside. Essentially what this large battery does is it enables you to get 47 minutes, probably about 40 realistically, or 42 minutes of flight time. The only problem is with this larger battery, you technically are supposed to register this drone with the FAA because now you are over that 249 grams or 0.55 pounds. So you will need to register it if you want to use these batteries. Now these batteries come in the Fly More kit. I'm going to talk about that in just a second here. The other thing that I want to talk about is the controller that it comes with. So you have the option of getting one of their standard controllers where you connect your phone on the bottom. If you've ever had a drone before, like a DJI drone, it's just one of those standard controllers where you can connect your phone on the bottom. If you want to spend a little bit more money, you can get this really nice controller with the screen. This is their DJI RC is what they call it. And this is so nice. The screen is huge. It's like just as big as your phone screen. It gets really bright, so when you're out shooting in the daylight you can still see it really well, and it's nice to have something external from your phone because as if you've used a drone before and you've used your phone, you know it's kind of a pain hooking up your phone and the cord is kind of being all janky, and you know how it goes. It's not really that great of an option to do it on your phone. Plus you have to have phone battery, and so if your phone battery is dead, you're not flying your drone. This is totally separate. Obviously it does add a little bit more weight. This is not all that heavy anyways though, and so this is something that I went for, and I actually really like this. It's small and compact. You've got your little joysticks here that screw on the front. They clip on the back so that this is nice and slim. It can fit in a backpack really nicely. Really recommend this controller. I do like it quite a bit. Now anytime I buy a drone, I always buy the Fly More kit. For this particular drone, the Fly More kit gets you this really nice bag which fits everything perfectly. This bag is super small. If you're using like a camera bag like an f-stop or a Shimoda or anything like that, you can stick this just right in the top of your backpack really easily. But anyways, what the Fly More kit gets you essentially is the best thing is definitely 2 of the batteries, those really nice intelligent flight batteries that give you more flight time, and it gives you this charging station, which is really nice because I can throw 3 batteries in the charging station, plug it in. Only one battery charges at once, but it is nice because like a lot of times I'll be out shooting and I'm out there camping and I want to go to sleep, and so I can plug in all 3 of my batteries. I can plug in the charger and they will all 3 charge overnight, as opposed to if you just wanted to charge one battery at a time, you'd have to be awake and there to change the battery out, which can get annoying. So it's definitely a convenience thing to have this and charge all 3 batteries at once. So I really do like that. You also get some extra propellers and just some other stuff that comes with the bag. Nothing too notable other than the propellers and the batteries and the battery charger. The last thing that I wanted to mention is the wind resistance. When I bought this drone, I was really concerned that it was not going to do well in the wind because it is such a small drone. Literally the first day I went out, it wasn't supposed to be windy. It ended up being windy. When I looked on my phone, it said it was about 22 to 24 mile an hour winds, and the drone did perfectly fine. There wasn't even any resistance against the drone. Really, it didn't like push my drone or anything. I was able to fly into the wind, no problem. The drone is really powerful, and I think because it's small, maybe it's a little bit more wind resistant. However, when it was really windy, I was having to speed up my shutter speed because occasionally the drone would kind of move a little bit, and that would cause some blurry photos. So you might have to speed up your shutter speed, but honestly, that's really windy for a drone. I didn't have any issue at all. I think that it would work pretty well in almost any condition. So really like that drone. I've shot a little bit of video, I've shot a little bit of photo on it, and I've done a lot of different testing, and I really think that this thing is absolutely amazing for photographers, especially for you guys that want to keep your pack light like I do, or maybe you're traveling, you're flying on a plane, you don't have a lot of space to bring a whole briefcase with a whole nother drone. Whatever it is, great drone for you, I think. I've left a link down below where you can go ahead and pick up this drone if you want to pick it up. If you guys have any more questions or you want to see sample images, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I'd be more than happy to connect with you. And as always, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.